it's too much. So Epsom salt, my rule is itna bada
Hey,
10
Brinda.
square feet. Huh?
Brinda, can I interrupt? I just wanted to make sure you know I was recording and if it's okay with you.
Yeah, that's
This
fine.
is really very interactive, so I really wanted to record.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
worries. Okay, so this is Epsom salt. It is magnesium sulfate, I believe. Yep, magnesium sulfate. And so it provides magnesium. You do not, itne bade area mein I'm putting a handful, right? So again, it's a micronutrient. You don't want to overdo it. Just because you give it more doesn't mean it's going to do better, right? It's actually going to harm your plant. So I will spread it and I'll show you how to mix the soil. I think that is a mistake people do. Upar dal dete hai, and then this has become clumpy. Usually it doesn't come like this. It comes in a nice powder. So I will put this much. I will add this later, only because I don't want to take the time right now to kind of make it a powder. The other thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add all of this eggshell that I had, about 15 eggshells in here, right? And so I am just going to take this from the bag. Aaj mera cameraman quit on me, so sorry, my daughter. So I'm stuck with me doing this by myself. And so I'm just going to do this. And a lot of people think ki are critters aayenge. No, no, no. Actually, eggshells are one of the deterrents of squirrels and stuff. They don't like the prickly shells and they don't like the smell of it, right? And so I'm just gonna spread them around like this. I'm also gonna put it in my peppers since I know my peppers need it. You know, they are getting that blossom and rot. So I'm gonna go and put some around, right? And there you go. I'm gonna mix this. So don't worry ki are ek jagah dal diya sab. I'm gonna mix this well, okay? And then I'm gonna follow the directions on this package, right? And let me show you what it looks like. This is what the fertilizer looks like. And so I am going to do about 4 mutti bhar. That's what I calculated that my area needs, right? This size area. So I'm gonna do 2 and 3 and 4. And now I am ready. So now I'm ready to mix. And let me show you how to mix it. This is, I think, the important part. This is why I put on gloves. Let me turn the camera. Oh, it won't let me turn without my gloves. Okay. So I think you can see the bed. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm really gonna take my gloves and I am gonna dig in. So first I'm gonna spread this around, right? And this is the advantage of starting, you know, a new whole planting bed, right? Or an existing planting bed. You wanna amend the soil. So, and then once I spread it, now I'm going to actually break off any clumps, okay? And now I'm not done yet, right? So what I need to do is I wanna go and mix this with the soil that is in about 6 inches. So just spreading it on the top is not gonna work, right? So I'm gonna go in the soil and I'm literally doing this, right? Iske baad shower ki bahut zarurat hogi, but it is good. So you can see my old soil, the color will be different, right? So if you look, if you're going deep enough, you're gonna pull in some old soil, right? That is gonna look very different than the manure that you're doing. And so you wanna mix it up. You wanna do it nice and good. You wanna mix it up really, really well. Now let's say I mixed this up, right? I will do this later for my whole planter, but let me show you the difference. So, uh-oh. Okay, now that I mixed it up, now I'm going to, so let me show you. So this is what it looked like before when I just had the fertilizer and everything sitting on the top. This is what the color looks like. So you can see the difference from here on and here. So this is where I really went in deep down and I mixed up with the existing soil, 6-inch down, right? So this is what it's gonna look like. I don't want any clumps. So if you have small ones are fine, but if you have really big clumps, you wanna break them apart and you wanna give your plants the best possible soil to start with. That's the key. If you do this, you do not have to fertilize for a couple of months. You don't have to do anything other than give water. And once the rain starts, you don't even have to do that, right? So this is really, really good soil prep, helps to make healthy plants, right? Now, once I'm done with this, I don't want to spread my seeds anywhere, right? Because I'll forget. So what I like to do is I like to section them off. So this is a method that works for me. Some people use wood pieces, and I can show you that also. And some people use this. So here is my way of doing it. And so what I've done is, as you can see, these are hooks that I got from Home Depot, right? And I just took a hook and I tied a rope at the end. I tied it to the rope, and I did that at the other end also. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this in the soil. And so I have created one section, and I have 3 of these because I decided I want 4 different sections. What I'm about to do, you should not be doing. You should not step in your soil once your soil is prepped. I'm doing this right now because I have not prepped the soil. I still need to mix it. But you might want to not do that. Once you prep your soil, you don't want to step on your soil because you will compact it, right? So let's say here are my 3 sections horizontally, right? So it looks like this, okay? And then I'm going to add a vertical section because I really want 8 sections. So I'm going to add one more section, but this time I'm going to add it vertically. So it will look like this. So now my planting bed is ready. As you can see, I have 8 sections. Now the rule of thumb is taller plants should go in the back. The plants that are going to take longer should go in the back. The plants that are going to grow fast, you're going to harvest them within a month, they should go in the front. So now we're going to start planting. I'm going to plant my Brussels sprouts in the back. I'm going to plant my broccoli in the back because they take the longest. And here I'm going to do spinach. I'm going to do cilantro. I'm going to do methi. And I'm going to do carrots here, right? Now, this is one patch. Next month, in about a month and a half, this patch is going to go away, right? Or I could just do this right now where I'm going to say, okay, I want to plant some radishes and beets. I'm going to do them in the back, right? Then I've already started my seeds, right, of Brussels sprouts and broccoli. When these come out next month, I can do the same for the other half of the bed, right? So right now they're growing in another pot, you know, they're germinating, they're starting to grow. By the time they're ready to be transplanted in a month or 25, 30 days, I will be ready to take these guys out, right? And so then I can use this side for that. If not, you definitely want to do succession planting. So let's say I am only going to use jada se jada 20 radishes, right? I am going to use one of these spots and I can plant about 15, 20 radishes, right? But I don't want to plant 3 plots with radishes right now. Why? Because let's say you harvested about 50 radishes or 60 radishes. what are you going to do with all 60? So what instead you want to do is something called succession planting. And succession planting is कि एक square में आज डाला spinach, right? 2 weeks later, I'm going to plant another square with spinach. 2 weeks later, I'm going to plant another square with spinach. I like to do that with lettuces also, because I don't want to eat 20 heads of lettuce at the same time, right? So I'll plant 3 heads today. I'll plant 3 heads 2 weeks from now. I'll plant another 3 heads another 2 weeks from then, right? I can at least get 3 successions in this fall planting, right? But you don't want to plant all of it at the same time, is what I'm saying, because you have to think about how much are you going to eat, right? And you want it fresh. Why are you going to grow stuff and then put it in your refrigerator for 2 weeks, right? You want it fresh. That's the whole point of growing your own garden. So that is what succession planting is. That, let's say, 1 square you're going to do of spinach today, another square 2 weeks from now. And the good part about spinach and all these other leafy greens, cilantro, spinach, arugula, lettuce, most of them, if you take leaves and if you leave the stumps and if you leave a couple of leaves in there, they will grow back. I love doing that for lettuces. So lettuce, bahar ke leaves le lo, take the leaves from outside, but leave the inside leaves there, right? Leave the inside ones intact. And it will keep opening new leaves from the middle, right? Same with spinach. I leave a couple of leaves on the plant and it keeps bouncing back. Cilantro too. I cut it. By the time I go around the plot and get back to that point, it already has come back, right? So a lot of these plants you can plant only once and you can get multiple harvests out of that, right? But radishes, you can't do that. Beets, you cannot do that. Carrots, you cannot do that, right? So those you have to do succession planting, where you're planting, like, let's say 15 carrots today, and then you want to plant, another 15 maybe in 2 weeks, right? The rule of thumb is when you plant seeds, you should look at the size of the seed. Not every seed should be planted at the same depth. So the rule of thumb is, look at the diameter of the seed. How big is the seed? The planting depth should be 3 times deeper than the size of the seed. So I don't know if you have ever planted, lettuce or radishes or all. These are very, very tiny seeds, right? So you don't want to plant them deep. So in those cases, what I do is I just level my soil. I put the seeds, and then I take another little bit of soil and just lightly sprinkle it on it. I don't want to disturb it. And then when initially, before the seeds have germinated, I mist my soil. I do not just take a hose and water it, because you're going to wash away all your seeds, right? So you just want to take a mist setting on your spray, and you want to mist your soil. Also, I forgot to mention one thing. Before you plant, you should wet your soil. You should moisten up your soil nice and, moist, so that you don't have to put too much water once you put your seeds on, because you don't want your seeds just flowing away. Also, you want to make sure that you get some germination, right? Not every seed will germinate. It's just like anything in nature, right? Not everything will want to germinate as you think it should. So in that case, I always plant, if I want 1 plant, I plant 2 seeds. And when they are about this high, about 2 to 3 inches high, I do something called thinning, right? So you keep the healthier looking plant and you take out the other one, right? And you're going to go, oh no, I don't want to take out my plants. Well, you only have room for 1 in that spot. You don't have room for many, right? If you leave it, they both will grow, but neither one will do well because they don't have enough resources, right? They're competing with each other. So neither one will do well. So it is okay, but don't throw away those microgreens. You can use them in your salads. Anything edible that you plant, you can eat the microgreens, right? So radishes, oh, they're so tasty and spicy and peppery. You can do it for lettuce. You can do it for any of these what plants I told you. You can do it for them, right? So make sure you save those greens and you put them in your salads. They'll give a nice kick to your salad. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna try and pull up. I don't know if I received the link online or not. Okay. It doesn't look like I got it. Yeah, I have not received that link. So that's okay. So what I can do is, as I said, I don't know who.
Brinda, are you looking for the host link? Is that what you're looking for?
Whatever link, somebody sent me this link to join.
Okay. Vanita, are you still on? Or Neha? Can you give, I think they emailed it to you, Brinda.
Looking at my email.
Okay. Let's look and ask them to put it on the chat, okay? So.
Yeah. No, don't, because.
Oh, it's the host link. No, we'll send it to you. We'll email it to you.
Yeah, I need an email. Okay, because otherwise I can also share my chart with Vanita or whoever the host is, and they can put it on Facebook, because it's a great chart for, it tells you when to start seeds, when to transplant if you're going to do that for every single plant. There is a fall chart and there is a spring planting chart. So I have also included Indian vegetables. I have included all the regular, vegetables that we use over here. So I've tried to include most common vegetables in that chart. So it will tell you what date you should chart. Again, every year it's slightly different. And so if you are a week or two here or there, don't panic. You're still fine. Okay. And worst comes to worst, if you are in, mid-November and you're like, oh my gosh, there is an early frost that we did not expect, you just cover your plants and they should be just fine. All these plants are pretty hardy, so they should be just fine. Okay. All right. So I think I'm open for questions now. Or if anybody would like me to cover anything that I missed.
I have a small question. This is Nalima. So for the carrots and radishes and things like that, I've already planted the seeds in the ground. Luckily, I have done the right thing in terms of the depth. But I think the way I put the seeds in, they may not have gone in so uniformly. So I've seen like this big, long, kind of things coming up and microgreens out there. And some of them are in a little bit clumps. Can I separate them at this stage and make sure that they have a little bit space or no?
No. So what you want to do is you want to leave the ones at the distance that you have, and take out extras.
Take out, but not replant them?
You can try, but usually these are very sensitive, so you might not have them survive. Because the root you see is strong, but the root hairs are very fine. And so you can try it though. Sometimes it works, right? Yeah. But the ideal way to do it is you want to plant double the seeds than you need. Yeah. And then you want to take out the ones that, are extras that you planted.
Also, what you're saying then is that we have to make sure that we are distancing them the right way when we're putting them in.
Yeah. You don't want to just throw them. You want to definitely, you want to distance them the right distance.
Okay.
So let's say you want to plant carrot every 6 inches, right? Or 3 inches, 6 inches. So I would plant a seed every 3 inches and then take out the.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. But, plants are super cool. I love plants. They don't complain. They do pretty well even with abuse. So you can't do much wrong.
Brinda, I have planted some coriander, but they are very close. But can I just show it to you and then let me know like what I can do?
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll just show it this way. Can you see it?
Hold on. Your camera is it's not. Hold on. It's getting there. It's getting there. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, I can see it now. I can see it now.
Okay, so look at this. It's very close by. They're popping up really well, but do I need to
Yes.
separate them out?
You might want to thin them a little bit.
I
And
did a
enjoy.
classic mistake of overdoing it.
And it's fine. It's fine. You know, if as long as you pull out a few, it's fine. You
Okay.
know, and if they are all tangled though, don't pull them out. It's okay. Just leave them and enjoy
Okay.
them. And
Okay.
next to it, just start a new row with fewer seeds. That's it.
Few
You know.
seeds, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. No worries. All right.
I
Any
have,
other-
Critical.
I
Yeah, go
have
ahead.
one.
Go ahead.
Can I
Go
ask?
ahead. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So all these things what you have explained, can we do it in the pot as well? If I don't-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You just have to be careful what kind of pot. So if
Okay.
you're growing any greens, spinach, arugula, lettuce, cilantro, methi, all of these, your classic foil container, good enough. Utna depth hi chahiye. About 4 or 5 inches depth is good, right?
Okay.
Because they don't
Yeah.
have deep roots. But if you're doing carrots, beets, radishes, they send the root down, right? The root is
Yeah.
what you're eating. And so
Mhm.
those, you can still do them in pot really well. You just want to make sure your pot is at least 12 inches high.
12 inches high. Okay.
That's it. But any of these you can do in pots, no problem.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome.
One other
All right.
question. I'm very impressed with your the wire mesh that you have that the on the border. I have been looking for that because every year when we plant like any of these leafy things outside, cilantro and everything, the between the birds and the squirrels, everybody eats them. So this year is my first year doing this on my own, and my husband used to do it. So now I really don't want to kill anybody, any
Yeah.
of these plants. So where did you buy it? I want to get
I
that.
did buy it. I
You
made
made
it. Yes. And I have made a lot of mistakes. I learned a lot by doing that. So if anybody wants, I can actually come and teach you how to make it.
But how can, I mean, you need the tools to make it though. It's got a wire mesh,
Uh,
a wood on the side of it.
yes, it's a wooden frame. But as
Huh.
I said, I have learned a lot from making this. So I do have a miter saw. That was my Mother's Day gift 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I have a miter saw, but I would not do it like this again. Put it this way. I have
Okay.
figured out a better, cheaper, easier way of doing this. So
Can you possibly
I,
share? I really want to know that. I want to do
yeah,
it because, and I have a raised bed, so I can't put like a 6-foot thing on top of it because it won't work. So I just need something that's like a foot to 6, 2 feet high.
no, mine is about 3.5 feet tall.
That's it, huh? Okay, okay.
Yeah. But since it is sitting on a raised bed, it adds another foot to it.
Yeah. So how can I learn that from you? Because I really need that. I have two
Uh,
planter boxes, like 4 by 8, 6 feet, 8 feet or something, and I want to cover them up so I can really preserve what I'm doing.
Right. So what I figured is, I did, let me show you this. So hold on, let me turn my screen. Okay. So I did my papri. I started it late, started growing, but I am hoping that it will survive the winter. At least the plant will, right? And so for that, I went and got this cage kind of material. I don't know if you can see it in the thing,
Yeah, I can see it.
but
Yeah.
I got this cage. So I got that from Home Depot. And what I found was I could bend this any way I want. It is super easy to bend. So I would make a framework out of this, right? Instead of wood.
Okay.
I can make a framework because I can connect this with zip ties, right? Make a box out of this, 3-dimensional box by connecting these with zip ties. Let's say another one
Okay.
like this, connect it with zip ties and then cover it with either bird's net or, the wire mesh that I did. I have
see.
squirrel problem. Yeah, I have a huge squirrel problem in my yard.
So
And
do I.
so,
And rabbits.
yeah. And so they used to eat everything. And so, and I couldn't even leave it open on the top because they can climb and go in.
Yes.
So then I decided, okay, I'm going to put in, and if you want to, I mean, this is a very sturdy, let me show you from this angle.
What is
Maybe
it
you can
called
see
again?
it. I have no idea.
Okay, okay.
But it's in the fencing section,
Okay,
right?
fencing. Okay.
Yeah. And the advantage of this wire is it's permanent. Like bird's
Yes.
net, you know, it's not permanent. This is like, now I don't have to worry about like 15, 20 years,
Correct.
right? And so, and I made these flip gates that, you know, I can close it away and
Fantastic.
open it, and, you know, just on a couple of hinges. So if you want to make something like this, if you want to make the other one, I can definitely, I know with COVID, it's hard to meet, but I can definitely do social distancing and meet with you.
Sure.
And I can definitely help you build this. My mistake was, as I said, I learned a lot. I should have made at least a half gate on this side, which I'll add next year. I'll take off
Oh,
this.
so you can do it from the other side too.
I can at least work on it, right? Planting wise, I don't need it, but then to maintain it, I want to
Correct,
do,
correct.
I have this wall here, so I can't do a full gate, but I can do a half gate, which will lift up.
Yeah, correct, correct, correct. Got it.
Yeah.
I would love to get
So,
your advice on it since you have done it. Is there a way to contact you?
yeah, let me, I will ask Vanita or one of the hosts to share my number with you, and I can help you, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I live in Pleasanton, so not too far.
Yes, I love Tri. That's why I like Tri Valley. So everybody's around here.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So anybody else? Any questions? Let me see if I got the email and I can share the calendar.
I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Are you gonna post this one on a YouTube?
No, I think they put it on the Facebook, ICC
Or they will
Facebook
put?
page.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, no problem. I don't have the email, so I promise you I will email both the fall and the spring calendar to Vanita, and then she can post it on the Facebook page. All right?
Okay, that's good idea.
Okay. All right. If there is no more questions, thank you for
Can I-
your time. Yes. Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Are you able to listen to me?
Now I can. You're breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear
It's very,
me? Back here? You're not able
it's
to hear. Can you hear? Can you hear now? Okay, no
yes.
problem. Okay, no problem.
Oh, no.
No problem. It's okay. I don't know. It's okay. All right.
That's fine. All right. Any other questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, everybody. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Brinda. You were
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, Brinda.